Imagine a tiny, glowing ember sitting on the dirt floor of a dark cave. Suddenly, a single drop of water falls from the ceiling. Hiss! A puff of grey smoke rises. In the cold, pitch-black dark of a world from a long time ago, that tiny sound is incredibly scary. A hairy hand covered in mud quickly reaches out to scoop up the little light, trying to shield it from the wet air. Today, when it rains for a whole week, we think it's fun. We get to stay inside, watch cartoons, eat snacks, and stay perfectly warm and dry. But a long time ago, a rainy week was not fun. It was a giant, scary emergency. Imagine the sky turning dark grey. The wind starts to howl, and the rain begins. It doesn't stop for days and days. Outside, the grass turns to thick mud, and the woods become freezing cold. You cannot go outside to look for food. Inside the small cave, everything starts to change. The cold air gets super wet. Without a big bright fire, the cave turns into a refrigerator. Your clothes, which are made of animal furs, get heavy and soggy. They start to smell like a wet dog. Your fingers turn blue and you start to shake. If you get too cold, you get sleepy and your body forgets how to stay warm. The fire is the only thing that can save you. But wet wood from outside will not burn. It just creates a huge cloud of thick, itchy smoke. Imagine sitting in a tiny room filled with smoke. Your eyes are stinging, tears are running down your face, and you are coughing. You have to take turns blowing on the tiny red coal to keep it alive. If the fire goes out, the cave becomes totally dark. And when it's dark, the big wild animals outside, like saber-toothed tigers, know that the fire can't hurt them anymore. They start to walk closer to the cave mouth. But the cold and the dark weren't the only problems. There was another problem: being stuck together. Think about being trapped in a tiny room with 15 people for a whole week. You can't leave. You can't go to another room. You are hungry because there is no food left. Your tummy is growling. Soon, everyone gets very cranky. When you are trapped, your brain gets stressed out. A tiny noise, like someone chewing loudly or sitting in your spot, makes you want to yell. But if people started fighting inside a dark cave with sharp rocks and spears around, it would be dangerous. Someone could get badly hurt. So, they had to learn how to be nice, even when they were scared and hungry. They had to find ways to keep their minds busy so they wouldn't get mad. What did they do? They started to talk. They started to play games with rocks. And, most importantly, they started to tell stories. Sitting around the tiny glowing fire, they would point at the shadows on the wall and make up tales about giant mammoths and brave hunters. They took muddy paints and drew pictures of animals on the rocks. The rain forced them to become creative. It made them use their imaginations. Finally, after 7 long days, the rain would stop. The sun would come out. The cave people would walk outside, blinking at the bright light, still shivering and very hungry. But they survived because they learned how to work together and share stories in the dark. We still have the same brains as those cave people. The next time it rains and you are sitting on the couch feeling warm and cozy, remember that feeling. It's your brain whispering to you, reminding you how lucky you are to be dry, safe, and warm inside. And speaking of staying cozy, we have so many more adventures to share around our campfire. If you loved exploring with us today, tap that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up so you never miss our next story. It helps keep our little tribe growing and it keeps our storytelling fire burning bright. Thank you for watching and stay curious, explorer.